Thank you so much, Shoshana, for your kind and warm words of introduction and welcome. And may I congratulate you on all of your outstanding achievements, together with Sir Trevor Pears, who is a most extraordinary source of inspiration for me and so many others within this virtual room, and of course well beyond it. Sir Trevor is a wonderful pioneer and visionary in this field, and I count my blessings that I'm able to engage in my global social responsibility work in partnership with him and his foundation. Thank you also, and congratulations to Diana Ginsburg and her team at Olam for preparing and staging today's significant event. In synagogues right across the globe this week, we are reading from the very beginning of the Torah. And in the biblical account of Genesis, this coming Shabbat, we'll be reading about the first question ever asked. It was a question that God posed to Adam immediately after he had eaten of the forbidden fruit and was trying to hide from the Almighty. God turned to him and said, Ayeka, where are you? That is to say, where are you holding? Where is your achrayut, your responsibility to yourself? And then we will read the second question, one chapter later. This was a question posed by God to Cain, who had just killed his brother Abel. God said to him, Ei hevel achicha, where is Abel your brother? That is to say, where's your achrayut? Where is your responsibility towards another? And we shall forever remember Cain's lamentable response when he said, Hashomer achi anochi, am I my brother's keeper? Now I believe that these two questions must form the essence of our Jewish outlook. First of all, we must show achrayut, responsibility, to ourselves, our families, our communities, the members of our faith. And in addition, we must show responsibility towards every human being on earth, created in the image of God. It's for this reason that just over 7 years ago, when I had the honor to take on the mantle of becoming Chief Rabbi of Britain and the Commonwealth, that I let it be known that there would be two elements to my spiritual leadership. The first was to encourage all of us, right across the world, to be responsible towards Jews and Judaism. And the second, to encourage everyone within our communities to show responsibility towards every person on earth. And it is in this spirit that I've been fully dedicated to social responsibility on a global scale. So for example, my wife and I, when on a pastoral visit to India, we made certain that we would visit slums in Calcutta and in Mumbai. There we saw some extraordinary work carried out by the Gabriel Project Mumbai. And then we accompanied President Rivlin on his state visit to Ethiopia in order to highlight the importance of a partnership between Israel and the diaspora in highlighting how together we can engage in social responsibility work in third world countries. It's for this reason that I visited Edomeni on the border between Greece and North Macedonia in order to see the plight of refugees in their thousands fleeing for their lives, and everything that we possibly could do to help them. It's for this reason that I've been supporting efforts to ease the pain of people across the globe suffering as a result of natural disasters. And most significantly of all, we take great pride in having been able to create the Ben Azai program, through which we work in partnership with Olam and Tzedek in guaranteeing that the future leaders of our community will be absolutely aware of the central role that social responsibility must have within everything that we do. However, so much of this has come up for question right now, because as a result of COVID-19, our world has been turned on its head. And the world is just about to press the reset button in terms of fresh priorities. Ever since 1945, we have been living in the post-war era. Soon we will start the post-COVID era. And as a result, it is so crucially important now for us to establish our priorities. In this context, thanks to the very sad and challenging reality of COVID-19, I'd like to identify 5 key principles. The first, we need to have an adequate response to the question, Ayeka. Where are we? What are we doing for our own? Right across the world, Jewish communities are reeling. Some are in a state of crisis. For many of us, we now need to redefine our concept of community. And in addition, the health crisis has led to an economic crisis. Many communal organizations are hemorrhaging. Many people are out of jobs. And so, unexpectedly, many are wondering where their next meal will come from. We need to rise to this challenge. We need to do more in order to help, and this must be our top priority. In addition, principle number 2. We must have an adequate response to the question, Ei hevel achicha. What are we doing for the sake of all others? All of our committed work, for the sake of every human being on earth, must continue with the same passion and enthusiasm as ever. And in fact, we now need here as well to do more. In addition to what we're doing for our own, our work for the sake of all of mankind must continue. And it's for that reason we will continue with our Ben Azai program and our initiatives, in addition to everything that we are doing for the sake of Jewish communities and the state of Israel during these pressing times. Principle number 3, the application of the first 2 principles. It's not easy. And as a result, I believe here that we need to deepen our reach into our pockets. You know, Rabbi Yisrael Salanta was a great leader of the Jewish people in the 19th century. He founded the Mussar school. Mussar is a study of Jewish personal development through which we intensify our commitment to ethics and morals. So on one occasion, a businessman approached Rabbi Yisrael and he said to him, I've worked out that I've got 1 free hour a day. What should I use it for? Should I study Mussar or should I study the Torah? And Rabbi Yisrael answered and said, study Mussar. And by studying Mussar, you will discover that actually you've got 2 free hours. Similarly, for us, it needn't be a binary choice. It needn't be a situation in which we've got a pie which is of a certain side and we have to redefine how we cut it into pieces. Let's instead create a larger pie. I have been so inspired by so many people during COVID-19, including some extraordinary men and women who've told me that as a result of our crisis and our challenges right now, they're going to give added commitment. They will continue with everything they've been doing before for the sake of global needs, and in addition, they will increase their financial commitment to local causes and to Jewish communities. And I'm simply in awe of their generosity and the way in which they've responded. You know, extraordinary times call for extraordinary responses, and that's what some people are doing. Let us therefore intensify our efforts. Let's do more in terms of the capacity of our financial output. It's not easy. For some people it might not be possible, but for those for whom it is possible, we certainly should be doing that right now. Principle number 4, let's strengthen partnerships. Partnerships amongst diaspora communities, partnerships between Israel and the diaspora. Let's get together the best of Jewish minds and talent and ability. I'm coming across so much goodwill, so many golden hearts. Let's pool our resources together in order to have added, strengthened output in this most important, crucial areas of engagement. And principle number 5, education. What we do is a result of what we know and what we're aware of. Let's increase our commitment to have added education in this area in order that people will be encouraged and will be absolutely enthused with the importance of reaching out with kindness during this period of need. My call, therefore, is for us to do more, to educate more, to act in a far more intensified way, and for us to give more. You know, the question, the dilemma of competing priorities is only a dilemma that good people have. And right now I am privileged to address all of you, outstanding people who have this particular dilemma, because you just want to live in order to give. And I bless you for everything you have done, and please God for everything you and yourselves as individuals and your organizations will continue to do in the future. Let's follow the spirit of these principles. Let's intensify our actions. Let's show that as a result of COVID-19, we will act for the betterment of all of our world. And may the Almighty God in turn bless us so that this period of COVID-19 will soon be totally behind us. May we all be blessed with good health, with happiness, with success, and may God bless our entire world during these challenging times.